Okay. I'm nervous. Okay, it's fine. Cell phones on silent and shut your friggin' mouths. The show is about to begin. Baby mic drop. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my second channel. You can call me T. I'm gonna be doing a lot of vlogs here. Let me know what you want to see on this channel. I was kind of thinking of just keeping it vlog style, lifestyle type of things, but if there's anything you want to see in specific, drop it down in the comment section so that I can do what you want me to do, you know? If at any point in this video you are shook, you are shocked, you are angry, you are happy, you are feeling some type of emotion, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Doing all three of those things will really help this video and my channel out a lot, so I would really appreciate it. So, about a couple days ago, I posted a TikTok with a really crazy story time about something that happened to me, and a lot of people had questions, and I mean a lot of people. And I'll name them. So I decided to just do a freaking video because there is so much juicy receipts and details that I need to cover. Also, I haven't talked about this since it happened back in January, so I feel like I need to talk about this. Am I really okay? I think I'm okay, but I definitely have had enough time to process everything, so I want to talk about it now, and I feel like this is just the perfect time. Divine timing, thank you universe. At the beginning of our relationship, why do I keep doing this? I need to stop. I started dating this guy when I was in college, but we all worked together. I met him through work. At the beginning of our relationship, it was chillin'. We were fine. It was, you know, it was a-okay and everything like that. Toward, I guess, I don't even know how to really, okay, hold up everyone. This is why I have notes. We had a friend group and it consisted of basically everybody that I worked with. His guy best friend was dating this girl who was his friend at the time. Because of her breakup with my man's best friend. I know this is getting confusing. I'm gonna try my best not to make it confusing. But basically this girl became my man's best friend, okay? So she's a female, she's his best friend. It was bothering me a little bit, and I've never really been the jealous type of person, but I do pick up on people's vibes. And something about it just, it was off to me. I know what you're all thinking, and I got a lot of comments saying like, what? You should never let your man have a girl best friend. But like, you have to think about this. At the time, this was like my first real relationship. I'm not a jealous person. I don't know, I don't want to control people. I feel like at the end of the day, people are gonna do what they want to do, which is obvious in the story. So I just didn't see the point in controlling him, controlling that situation, because whatever was gonna happen was gonna frickin' happen. So because she started to get really close to my boyfriend, I started to get really close to her and this other girl. We were all, I would say we were pretty good friends, you know, we would call each other, I would go sleep over at their house. We were all a group, like a friend group. I don't know. Things started getting weird within our friend group. They started hanging out more often without me, and that's when I started to feel a little bit out of place, and I didn't know if I was just being kind of like sensitive about it. I need to say this, okay? I understand that these were all red flags, but at the time, I was not the person that I am now, and I was not strong enough to stand up for myself or to acknowledge that things weren't right. Obviously, I'm in a completely different state. What? I still live in California. Obviously, I'm in a completely different mindset, and I wouldn't allow that now. But at the time, I did. I understand that. I know people are gonna try and come for me in the comments saying like, girl, what? I know, okay, I know. I started to feel just very excluded. I'm a really sensitive person, so if you're my friend and you start treating me some type of way, I take it to heart, and it really hurts my feelings because I feel like I don't easily trust people. I did what I thought would be the right thing, and I communicated with them and I talked to them. So I remember one time I literally went over to their house crying because I had this argument with my boyfriend about this situation. I went over to their house and I told them, hey, you know, I'm having a lot of problems with my boyfriend right now. I just don't know what to do. I feel like you're not including me in things and not inviting me to places. You all go out to here and there and there and here, and I don't even know about it. Like, I just don't like this. I don't feel good about it. Like, what did I do? Did I do something? And their response was just, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry. We didn't even realize that we were doing that. I thought everything was fixed and everything was Gucci, but it was not Gucci, okay? I understand that nobody owes you anything in life. I get that. But to me, it's just about doing the right thing and treating people the way you want to be treated. And I understand the world doesn't work like that, but I wish it did, you know what I mean? The next weekend or something, they all went to a bar, and I only found out because I was texting him and I was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? We should do something. I want to go out. And he was like, oh, well, I'm already going out. And I was like, well, with who? And he mentioned he was gonna go out with that whole group of friends. He was like, well, you can come if you want. If you want, like what? It was actually like a really bad night, just because when I'm feeling something, let me tell you, you can see it all over my freaking face. Like I cannot hide my emotions very well. I feel like I like to be very honest about how I feel about things. So I'm either gonna tell you to your face or I'm gonna show you in my face. Things got progressively worse. There was a lot of instances. I'm just gonna talk about the one big one. Basically made us break up the first time. Or I guess that was, oh yeah, I guess we broke up twice. Y'all sit down because this story is wild too. On his birthday, we had like some weird argument or something. I don't remember. We were supposed to go to dinner and then to the bars. I was like, let me know when everyone's going to dinner. I'm gonna be home. He didn't text me all day. Are we still having like some weird fight? Like what is going on? It's his birthday. I'm not trying to bring that drama on his birthday. On Snapchat, I see that he is at dinner with all of his friends that I know too, and she is sitting right next to him. And that just did not feel right in my soul, in my intuition. I know I should have listened to my intuition, but you guys, I was very gaslit and manipulated by this man, okay? And I definitely should have spoke up for myself, and I know that now. Yeah, the Snapchat. I saw that and I was just so angry. Mind you, I am not an angry person. Yes, I do get angry, but I'm just not, I was never that angry. Like that time in my life, I don't even recognize myself. Okay, I'm getting worked up, y'all. Okay, so when I saw that Snapchat, I immediately called him. I was like, what is going on? Why are you at dinner when you said that you were gonna tell me when we were gonna all go to dinner? It didn't make sense to me, and I felt so excluded and like, what the heck is going on? So in his response, he just got so angry. He got so angry. He was cussing me out, telling me that I was crazy, and he said that I was obsessed with her, and he just said these terrible things, screaming at me, cussing at me, and I did not know what to do because that was the first time he had blown up like that. It was his birthday, and I didn't want to like make a big deal out of everything. And so I literally just started like crying because I could not handle like what was going on. I was so upset. And then I had him just like completely blow up on me. I don't know, I could not process this. This was just a lot for me. So I said, you know what, that's fine. Do your dinner, like let's cool off, and then we can meet up later to go out to the bars. Like it's not a big deal. So I had already planned to go to his apartment and decorate his entire apartment for his birthday. Like I bought a bunch of like decorations, and I bought like a cake and this whole thing so we could pregame at his apartment. His roommate let me in before, and I decorated everything. I set everything up, and I went back home and I was like, okay, let me know when we're ready for the pregame. Like I'm ready whenever you are. And then it started to get kind of late, and I was like, what time are we pre-gaming at? Like it's getting kind of late. And then he's like, oh, we're not gonna pre-game anymore. We're just gonna go to the bars. Just meet us there. So when he told me that, I was like, I don't want to do that. I asked his roommate, do you think I could get a ride with you? Because a bunch of people were going. He's like, yeah, for sure. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go there. They're not pre-gaming, so I'll just go there. I'll hitch a ride with this friend. Y'all, okay. I go to his house, and you know, I go inside, and they're all pre-gaming, and they're all like wearing the decorations that I bought for him, and like eating the cake that I bought for his birthday. And I just felt like so like, what the fuck is going on? You know? I didn't know what to do when I walked in. I just found him, and he was taking shots with her, and I was just like, hey. And I just remember feeling so just like, I just wanted to run away and cry. But I just said hi to everybody, like everything was fine. She used to date his best guy friend, and he had a girlfriend at that time, so it's like there was just a lot of awkward vibes, you know? Like a lot of exes were there, a lot of people liking other people, like it was weird. At the bar, he was being so weird. And this is like when I knew, this is when I was just like, dude. It got so bad that even the other people that were there and the guy best friend's girlfriend was like, hey, who's that girl? Like, why is she literally all over your man? I would go talk to him and he was just kind of like, you know, like I would try and kiss him and he'd be like, oh yeah, okay, like whatever. I knew that there was something, and like, it just bugged me that nobody was saying anything. And so I was very, I'm telling you, those people brought out the worst in me. Like I don't recognize who that person was. I was very mean to her that night. And I didn't say anything, but I was being petty because I want to own up to the things that I did too. We went into a store afterward to grab like water and stuff. And she was like walking down the aisle and I totally just boofed, pushed her and kept walking down the aisle. Like I had just had enough, y'all. And I like, that's not something that I would do now. Some people just bring out the worst in you, and oh my gosh. She started to get all weird, and then he started to be like, try to confront her and like, oh, like it's okay, blah, blah. You guys are acting really messed up and everybody can see that she's all over you. Stop doing that. And again, he was just like, you're insane. Nothing's going on. She's my best friend. How could you act like that? He just really made me feel bad. Like I was like, oh, I'm being really mean right now. I feel really bad, you know? And so we went back to the house and she started crying because she wanted to spend the night there. He was living with his best guy friend who had dated her at one point. His girlfriend didn't feel comfortable with that girl staying the night there. So of course, he was standing up for his girlfriend. He's like, hey, she doesn't feel comfortable with her staying the night here because we used to date. Like, do you mind if she leaves? And I started to be nice to her because I felt bad. Like the girl was crying, like I felt really bad. And I was like, hey, like, it's okay, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just like, she just doesn't feel comfortable. She ended up leaving. And I think that really like made him mad or something, because that night was so bad. That was like the worst night. I said, I know you don't want to talk about it, but I need to talk about it. I'm someone that needs to talk about their feelings. I was telling him exactly how I felt. I don't think it was right. Why were you guys acting like that? Everyone could see that there was something going on. I told him, I know she likes you and that's okay because you can't control her feelings, but you need to respect our relationship and, you know, set some boundaries there. He blew up. What are you talking about? So this man really had the audacity and he was like, do you want to know what they say about you? And I was like, what the f what do they say about me? Like, I was kind of like, what? People are saying that the reason why you don't like her is because she's prettier than you. When I tell y'all, I have never been so shocked. I was just like, what? First of all, I would never not like another woman because I think that she's prettier than me. I think a lot of girls are pretty. I don't dislike them because of that. Like and also I'm not the type of person to compare myself to another person. Like I am who I am. They are who they are. Why do I care what's going on with that? Like, worry about yourself, you know? Like I don't understand. So that just really struck a nerve with me. That shook me to the core. He said some other things too, and I just remember I literally spent that night crying in his downstairs bathroom on the bathroom floor. Like, it was so sad. And I felt like I had no friends because all the people who I had gotten so close with were now close to him. The one best friend that I had at the time had just moved back to Sweden. Like, I just felt like I didn't have anybody. Like, it was a really, really tough time in my life. That night, I feel like was the final straw for us. I finally decided that I needed to say something. I need to say something to her. I need to just get it out. So I texted her and I was telling her that basically, I know you like my boyfriend. That's fine, but like, you know, be a little bit more respectful is basically what I said. Somewhere along the lines of that. I was trying my best to be as polite as possible because I understood that this was his best friend and that she's probably gonna be in my life because of him. I didn't want to make things awkward. I just wanted to resolve the freaking problem. So basically in her text message reply to me, she said, how could I question her character and her morals like that? That she would never go after a man who had a girlfriend. That is not her. She's not like that. She apologized if she did come off like that. She apologized. I respect that. Things didn't get better. And one day he just was like, this isn't working out. And I was like, what are you saying? Even though it's like, well, of course, like, it wasn't working out. I was still like, what? It's so dumb. Okay. So yes, he broke up with me and we stopped dating for about a month. And then a month later, he sends me this long freaking text saying basically that he wanted me back. So I was like, okay, under these conditions, you know, like I told him straight up, like, I don't like that whole relationship, but here's the thing, like, I understand I can't control you and I don't want to, and that's not the type of person that I am. So I'm gonna leave it up to you to set boundaries, but understand that she's the reason why we broke up. Be mindful of that and respect me, and I think we'll be okay. I do want to say this too, at the beginning of our relationship, we did a lot of things together. We would go on a lot of dates, we would go do things together, you know, like normal couples do. But in the middle of the relationship, which is when we got back together, that is when things really started to change and I started to realize, like, what the heck is going on? We stopped doing things together, and I've always been very independent, so I didn't mind it. To be honest, I really didn't mind it. I actually really liked the fact that I was able to do my own things with my friends and he was able to do his own things with his friends. And you know, I still had that feeling in the back of my mind. Can you have feelings in your mind? I still had that thought in the back of my head that something happened, I don't know, something was telling me like something happened. So I lied and I was like, hey, I know what happened between you and her. So just tell me the truth because I already know what happened. And he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Like, me? Never. I would never cheat on you. Oh man. And so I believed him because I was like, okay, I don't have any actual proof. Like, it's just a feeling. I just have to let it go. And we started to make our relationship more private, which at the time I thought was a good idea because we already had so much drama, and trying to rebuild our relationship, I just didn't want that pressure. So I was okay with having a private relationship. I had deleted all of my pictures with him off my social media when we had broken up for that month, but he had kept all of our pictures. He just kind of like stopped trying. At this point, we weren't doing anything together towards like the middle end of the relationship. He was just so different. Before, he would take me on dates and stuff like that. I would always tell him like, hey, we should go on vacation somewhere, do a staycation. He'd just be like, oh, you can't afford that. Like, you can't afford to do that. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, he just put all these things in my head. So I just was okay with just doing the bare minimum with him. I don't want anyone to get it wrong and say that, oh, it shouldn't be about like the dates and things like that, because I understand that. But at the same time, I just felt like he just wasn't putting in any effort anywhere. Like for Valentine's Day, he didn't even get me a Valentine's Day card. I'm not someone that needs a lot of things, but it's like the little things. Like if he would have freaking picked a flower from his backyard and gave it to me, I would have been like, oh my God, this is like the sweetest thing ever. And I knew that money was tight for him. I don't know, I never expected much from him. It started to really bug me, and then I was like, am I just asking for too much? Like, is this okay? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. I mean, it got to the point where we weren't even spending holidays together. I was working 3 jobs. I'm a fitness instructor, so it's not easy to call off, because if you call off, no one is there to do the job. It was nearly impossible for me to ask for time off work. During holidays and even my birthdays, I was working. So that's why we weren't really spending a lot of the holidays and the birthdays together and things like that. And that's really when I knew that I wanted to leave. But I had no idea how. I felt like he had made me feel like everything was perfect and that everything was in my head and that I was crazy and that I was overthinking. I've already invested so much time. I just didn't know how to stand up for myself. Let's be honest, I wasn't strong enough. So this is when I started to question him a little bit more. Things are different. What is going on in our relationship? Let me know what's happening. There's something wrong. What is it? Who is it? Tell me what it is. Let's work through it. Let's figure this out. Again, with the you're just busy. Like, what are you talking about? Everything's fine. Things are fine. Things are probably gonna be better once we move in together. You're just overthinking everything right now because we're both busy and working. He lived about 10 minutes away from me, and we saw each other like every single day. Like I mentioned, I'm very independent. I like to have my own time, especially because I was working 3 jobs. I was trying to, make YouTube videos. I have a podcast. I had a lot going on. But he wanted to see me all the friggin' time. Hey, do you have a couple minutes? Let me stop by. And it just felt like so almost overwhelming sometimes. Like, I need my alone time, but I didn't know how to tell him. Like, I don't know why I let this man have so much control over me. I just don't understand. I really don't. Because he kind of planted that seed in my head that, oh, we're like this because we don't live together, I suggested that maybe we should live together. It wasn't something that I really wanted. I wasn't rushing into that with him, but I felt like it was the next step that I had to do. And when I talked to him about it, he was like, you can't afford to live somewhere else. Like, you can't afford to move in with me. That's gonna cause a lot of problems. Maybe you should wait until you've got your stuff together. And I was just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, maybe I should wait until, you know, like, that makes sense to me. Maybe we should wait until I have my things together. In the middle of all of this chaos and me feeling really stuck and like not knowing what to do and knowing that this just wasn't right, I was going through a spiritual awakening, and I feel like the universe was basically telling me, girl, you better wake up and prepare yourself because your world's about to get rocked, girl. So basically, I started just really learning more about myself, learning more about the universe, about just a lot of things that helped me. I began to feel okay with the fact that we weren't doing things anymore. I really just started to enjoy my own company, and I felt like I didn't really need him. And I started to really feel like I don't want to be with him. I really felt like my soul was telling me that there was someone else out there for me. There's someone else, and you need to leave this man. Like, something was telling me I need to leave him. Early December, I was like, hey, do you think that like we should break up? Like, things just aren't working. I was basically trying to hint like we should break up, but I could not get the freaking words out of my freaking mouth. I just could not freaking do it, and it was beginning to really frustrate me. And again, he was saying nothing was wrong. So I decided, okay, like he said, let's give it time. There is one more person that I want to talk about in this because they play a role. The roommate. He was rooming with a couple. I was close to the roommate. She was really nice. We had actually bonded over the fact that she thought that the relationship between my boyfriend and his best female friend was messed up. She's like, yeah, that's messed up. She's totally like all over him. What it sounded like to me was that she didn't really like this girl either. And so she befriended me. She was also friends with the other girl. Like, they were friends before me, but I guess they weren't as close at one point when we were close. But she would ask me about my relationship all the time. I would call her. She was very in the know about what was going on between me and him. With the roommate, we were really close, and then toward the end of my relationship with him, she kind of started to get a little bit distant. She would have parties at her house and not invite me. I would see that that girl was there, and I'm like, I thought you didn't like her. Like, you were just talking bad about her over the phone to me, and now you're inviting her over to her house, but you didn't invite me to your house. How does this make any sense to me? I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person where if I'm talking bad about you, if I don't like you, first of all, I'm not gonna associate myself with you, okay? Like, why do that? How can you talk to someone face to face and then turn around and talk bad about them? Like, I do not understand that. I'm not gonna talk to you if I don't like you, okay? Like, I'm just not. But apparently to her it was different. Maybe like a couple days before I found out everything, I had called the roommate and I said, hey, something is telling me that something isn't right. Do you know if there is another girl involved with him? Is it his best friend? Is it somebody else that you're working with? Like, please let me know. Please tell me what is going on. Just, I can't take this anymore. And she was just like, well, why would you think that? What's going on? Have you seen him with anyone? Have you seen him text other girls? I'm like, no, I don't look through his phone. Like, I'm just asking you as a friend, like, what is going on? And she just basically was no help. So now that I explained the roommate, let me get into me actually finding everything out. So on New Year's Eve, we hung out in the morning, and he said that he wasn't feeling well and that he didn't want to go out that night. So he went home. I went home too. I was okay with spending New Year's by myself because, like I said, I have really grown to just like hanging out with me. Like, I'm freaking fun. I'm freaking dope. I was down to spend New Year's with me. You know what I mean? The end of the night started coming around, and I was like, hey, are you gonna come over? He's like, no, I just took some medicine. It's making me really drowsy. I don't think it's a good idea for me to come over. And I was like, do you want me to pick you up? And he's like, I'm honestly so tired. I'm gonna knock out. I'm so sorry. So I was like, oh. So I'm chilling at home, New Year's Eve, minding my business, having a good old time with myself. And I get a screenshot of his best friend's Instagram profile, and her profile picture is a picture of them two. She was wearing a very nice dress and he was wearing a suit, and something told me that's the wedding that he went to 2 months ago. So immediately I sent him a screenshot of that, and I said, what the heck is this? And let me get my screenshots. We got the receipts, everybody. We got the receipts. Hold on. Hold, please hold. Buckle up. Is everyone buckled up? Okay. Here are the screenshots. You can pause it and read it really quick if you want, but I'm just gonna summarize. So if you wanna pause, do it now. But basically, I called him a liar. I told him that I recognized that suit because I went with him to the mall to go pick that out, and then he took her to the wedding. He put, we went to a friend's wedding down here a couple months ago. Yes, we are friends. I'm sorry you act like it's the end of the world. excuse me. And then I asked why it was his profile picture. Just tell me the truth, I already know. Mind you, I didn't know, but I was still trying to be like, I know, even though I didn't know, but I knew, I did know. Next screenshot, pause it if you want to read it. I don't know, why did she have a pic of me on her background way back? So a long time ago, she had a picture of him on her phone, and I was like, what the heck, why did, I don't know, it was weird. Basically, I was like, I know the truth, I deserve to hear it from you. When I sent him that, she changed her profile back, a different picture of just her. Why would she change it the second I text him unless they're together? They have to be together right now, because how would she know? Next screenshot. Here it is, pause it. I was saying that he took her to the wedding as his date, and he's like, no, I didn't. Okay, you know, congrats. So I said, send me screenshots of your text with her, then I'll believe it. If you don't, then it proves that you're lying. Obviously, like if they're talking, then the screenshots of their conversations are gonna be like them being all like, ooh, you know what I mean? Next screenshot, I was basically saying, just tell me the truth already. And he put, there's nothing going on. We're good friends, get over it. Okay. And then I was still going off about the wedding. Like, I know that you took her as your date. Like, why are you taking pictures together? And he put, taking pictures is not the same as taking a date. Which, okay, yeah, but come on, dude. Next screenshot, I basically told him to send me a screenshot of their conversations. And this man took the time, I know he took the time to like edit his text with her to screenshot. I just don't know what to say. Next screenshot, we were kind of going back and forth, and I was kind of going off, and he put, I'm going to sleep, now you're right, I don't give a beep, congrats again. And then I was saying, I don't get why you just won't tell me the truth already. He put, because you don't believe me, regardless, I showed you our text, stop trying to accuse me. For real, I'm going to sleep, not responding anymore, I'm super tired and still hurting, because he said he was sick. So then, I was like, okay, let me call the roommate. We had talked about everything that happened between him and the best friend who's a girl. She was just saying, I think you should trust your gut and you'll know the truth. And then I was in denial. I was like, I don't want to believe it. Ew, when I think about like how upset I was, I mean, yeah, it is upsetting, but I'm just like, ew, he wasn't, I don't know. And then she put, this isn't my truth to tell. And then this is me going off a little bit more. And then she puts, girl, it's a lot for me too right now. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful, but I'm telling you, beep, the awkward history. If a girl posted a pic of her and blank as her profile pic, I would text her ASAP and be like, WTF. So that was New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day comes along, and I had my best friend. Shout out to my best friend, Jess. She is a real one. She is just the most precious person on earth. She is so the bestest friend I've ever had. Was with me that day, and she's like, you need to text this girl. You need to text her. I will do it for you. Like, please, please, please. And I was like, okay, fine. Let's just freaking text her. Let's just do it. So I texted her. I sent her the screenshot and the picture of them. And I said, hey, blank, it's me. I just wanted to reach out to you because I had someone message me these pics and I was just confused. Is something going on with you and blank? Obviously it doesn't look right, but before jumping to conclusions, I wanted to go ahead and ask you. Then she replied and said, hey, look, I don't know what you know, which to my knowledge is nothing, since I've been under the impression you guys haven't spoken in over a year. I've always thought that this should come from blank, which is why I've never said anything, and even now it feels like I'm betraying him by saying anything, but I'm also not going to not be honest about it. But yes, we are and have been in a relationship for quite a while. Huh? So then I sent her screenshots of my conversation with him where he's basically saying nothing's going on between them, whatever. And she calls me right away and I'm like, this isn't good. So I answer. Me and Jess, my best friend, were just like, hello? Like, what's gonna happen? What is she gonna say? Oh my gosh. And she's like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, what are you talking about? Girl. So she's like, yeah, I don't understand what's going on. Like, are you still with him? And I'm like, yeah, I've been with him for like 6 years minus the month that we had broken up 3 years ago. Well, and then she told me that they were dating and that they started dating 3 years ago, which is when we had broken up. They were going on dates. This is where it gets so messed up. He was taking her on vacations. He was taking her to his family's house. He was taking her to his friends' weddings and his friends' parties and all of these things. And I became the other woman. Like, after 6 years, it was me. I was the woman that he hid from everybody, that he pushed aside, that he denied, and she became the main girl. We were trying to really piece together how the heck this could happen and how neither of us knew. And I told her, I've never seen you two together. Like ever since 3 years ago, I've never seen like anything of you two ever since. I know you two hang out, especially with work related stuff, but I've never heard or seen you text him or like anything like that. And she was just like, well, I'm so sorry. Like I should have known something was going on. And I was like, well, if you guys have been dating for 3 years, we went to the roommate's wedding. How come you didn't know then? And she's like, yeah, that's when I found out that you two were still dating. We went to the roommate's wedding and she was acting so weird. Like she was you could tell she was sad. And I even went up to him and I was like, hey, why does she seem sad? Like, is she okay? What happened to her? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I remember I went into one of the rooms there. I didn't really know a lot of people. I had kind of fallen out with a lot of people. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't really talk to anyone here. So I was just kind of like hanging out. He was being very like handsy with her. Like he had his hand kind of like massaging her neck. And I was like, what the heck is that? And so afterward, I went up to him and I was like, what the heck was that about? Why were you guys all touchy? Like, and she seemed kind of like, about it. Like she was mad at him. And that makes sense now. Like it all made sense. And she's like, yeah, that's when I found out that you two were still dating. And then I just pieced everything together. One time I had a friend tell me that he saw him at a bar with this girl, and I've had another friend tell me something, and then I would confront him about it, like, who was that? And he's like, oh, we were at a work thing. He just covered it up. So I was like, oh, okay, like not a big deal. Then we started to put together like the holidays, because obviously I was spending holidays alone, you know? And she's like, yeah, he was with me. Like we would go here, we would go there. And I was just like, really hurt that I had been just so pushed aside and ignored for so long. Like it was insane. Oh, there's so much that I can say, but these videos are already gonna be super long, so I don't want to say too much. So after we went over some stuff, she was just like, I messed up. And I was like, what'd you do? She basically said that they had just moved in a month ago together, and I was like, what? At the beginning of the relationship, I was going over to his house a lot. Toward the middle, not so much. And toward the end, he was coming over to my house mainly. Like we kind of switched. We would always be there, but then all of a sudden we were always here. We did see each other often. And that month that they had moved in together, first of all, I knew that he was moving. He was being kind of weird about it. He said that he found this guy who was about his age on Craigslist and that they were gonna move in together in an apartment and like, I don't know, whatever, this whole lie. Then he was like, oh, things fell out with that person, so now I'm just gonna move into this house that's pretty close by. I remember I went to lunch with the roommate and she was being all like, oh, where's he moving to? Do you know where he's moving? Do you know what's going on? Well, last I heard, like he said he was gonna move into this house. So basically the roommate knew, and she was just trying to see if I knew, which I think is really messed up. I could never look someone in the face knowing that I have this information. So going back to him moving, we hadn't spent the night at each other's house in like a while, and I was like, oh, well, can I go spend the night at your place? Like, what's going on? And he was basically like, oh, I just want to get used to my roommates before I start bringing people over, which I respected because he was living in someone else's house. And I did the same thing anytime I would move. Oh, let me kind of get settled in before I start inviting people over, you know, just to be respectful of the people that live there. So I was kind of understanding of that. And so it made sense that it didn't make sense, but yeah, they were living together. In my eyes, I was like, I'm free. Like, I finally have a reason to leave. Like, thank you. Even though it was very shocking and like very like, ah, this is like a lot. I literally texted her for a couple days. I was like, you know what? You deserve better. Like I thought we were like cool. But then I saw her post a picture of the both of them together, and I had never seen her post a picture of them together before that. To me, I just felt like it was really weird, and I just like didn't understand why. I don't know. And then she stopped talking to me, which, I mean, of course, you know, why would she still talk to me if they're together? I don't know what he told his friends, but I realized that a lot of them, after this happened, I was like looking through my Instagram, I realized that a lot of them had unfollowed me. I didn't unfollow them, and I still follow a lot of his friends just because obviously I don't follow the ones that lied to me, but I follow people that, you know, are mutual friends and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't have anything against them. I never had a problem with them. What did he say to everybody? What did she say to everybody? I don't know if I'm being paranoid, but like, it just feels like something was said about me. I can feel it. I had a lot of people also ask me like, how are you doing now? And to be honest, I was really happy to leave that relationship because like I said, I felt really stuck. I felt like I had invested so much time into that relationship. I feel like I've just continued to just go on my spiritual journey and to just learn more about myself and be happy with myself. And I'm definitely not in a rush to do anything. I'm definitely in a really good place now where I feel like I like myself. I love myself. Like I really am confident now, and I feel like I can speak up for myself a lot better now, and I know what I want and what my worth is now. I feel like I got over him, but the situation to me took me a lot to just get over, because I realized that my friends, or people that I thought were my friends, were all lying to me. I'll show you the screenshots right here. I had one friend message me this, and this is a friend that was distant. I didn't really have a problem with her, and I still don't. Like, I think she's cool. She's cool. She's a nice girl. The roommate was the one that sent me this, and to me, something just didn't feel right. I don't know. I think I just had trusted her a little bit more to have been more honest with me. So I did have some anger towards her. I think now I really don't feel angry about the people. If anything, I felt more angry with myself and letting myself go through something like that. But I realized that it's okay to be angry, and I just have to learn to deal with those feelings, and I definitely want to feel them. I don't just want to like ignore them. I want to deal with them, and that's why I'm glad that I did this video, because I'm able to talk about it and really put things out there, get it out of my body and out of my head. You know, it's like, gotta get the words out. Also, for my astrology peeps, my Venus is in Aries and I'm a Taurus. I fall for people really quickly, okay? I will just be head over heels for people, but then the Taurus in me, the second I feel you don't like me or you did me wrong, like really wrong, I just cut people out. Like, I have no problem. I just shut down. The Taurus in me was just like stubborn and like, nope, no more. People are always like, I don't know how you do that, how you just cut people out like that. And I think it's a toxic trait. I mean, it's good for the fact that I can just cut anyone out and be like, okay. I'm working on it because I feel like I'm trying to understand people more and trying to just put more value on people and not just leave, you know what I mean? Or not just cut people out because they make me feel a certain way that isn't good. I definitely just took it as a lesson where I really needed to see my worth. It's definitely made me stronger, but I think that the most important thing is I'm still true to who I am. You know, I still choose to be loving and to see the world through loving eyes, and I still believe that there's a lot of good in the world too, and positive, genuine people with good intentions. But I just need to remember to be patient with myself and to just understand that it's a work in progress, right? You're always trying to be better, always trying to grow and evolve, and I'm just gonna continue to do that. Straight up. Thank you so much for allowing me somewhere to vent. Like I said, I don't have a lot of friends now, so it's just nice to be able to talk to my camera. I really appreciated all of the comments, all of the people who supported me in that video, in that TikTok, so thank you so much. The amount of people I got saying, oh, something similar happened to me, it just did not sit right with me. What is going on? But it's okay, we are all gonna thrive. I am putting that out there. We are all gonna thrive, okay? Comment down below and leave some questions. I can do a Q&A for you too. If you made it this far, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave that comment down below, and of course don't forget to subscribe. You can even turn on that little notification bell, that way you're notified every time I post a video. It'll really help my channel out a lot. If you can do those things for me, I would appreciate you. Love you. I don't even know how to end this. How do we end this? Oh, a butterfly. I can do this. My channel out a lot. Wow, I can't talk. Okay, hold on. Where did my notes go? Oh, here. I don't even know how to even. Okay, let's redo that whole thing. What else happened? Okay, I'm gonna say I have to burp. Oh, never mind, I'm good. I had a hiccup. We're okay. So there's that. Tell her I need to talk about her. Can you talk about her? I need to, oh my God, I can't talk now. Oh my God, I have to hiccup again. Sorry, I don't know what happened with my camera. I think we're good. All good in the hood. And okay, whatever. But I don't remember what I was saying. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping things. What was I gonna say? Peace out. That sounds good, yeah. All right, peace out.